Okay, I wanted to talk a little bit right now, just because I just thought about it, about self-promotion and how certainly in Australia people feel about that, and certainly, well, I do, and a lot of people at the time, a lot of talented people I've worked with in the past have felt this way in the past. So it's kind of about the notion that self-promotion is some form of selling out, that by putting yourself out there and by taking the moody photo, on your LinkedIn thing and all this kind of stuff, or the one with the perfect glasses and all this kind of stuff, that for somehow, if you're trying to project an image to somebody, that you're actually being untrue to yourself. And even though to some degree well, certainly in the past have believed that, and to some degree still do believe that, I think what that sort of that's kind of based on, again, fear. For me, I was using it as a way to justify never putting myself out there. Was that in that way I'm not selling out? I've got a soul, but hey, nobody else is going to get any of it, and I'm certainly not going to sell it to the highest bidder by putting on by putting on a pair of glasses and taking a photo. I mean, come on, I wear glasses. Eventually, I might get some cool ones. Who knows? But it doesn't really say anything about me other than I like them and I want to wear them, really. And so if you're people think that this manufacturing of an image and putting it out there, it's kind of like basically saying, hey world, I'm ready to sell myself, start the bidding. But I don't think it is. What it is kind of backing yourself in a very professional way, and putting out an image of yourself to the world is okay if it gets you noticed for the right reasons. Obviously, if you're doing it because, which I've been experiencing lately on Facebook, is a way to basically just monetize likes and comments. Like some things I've been seeing lately, which have been absolutely abysmal, which today I saw and made comments on, was what appeared to be quite young, good-looking guys, I suppose, like teenage Justin Bieber types, online, with all these photos and make pictures of mates and stuff, which I suspect aren't even them, kind of putting things on people's feeds or putting them out there to say, like a picture of, say, a kid with some tubes sticking out of their nose, saying, this girl has cancer, don't scroll down unless you type amen, okay? And how I see that is that's kind of, it was not even self-promotion, it's kind of a way to, in the worst possible way, it's so manipulative, and it kind of, it's using people's like soul, their kindness against them, by basically monetizing it so that the person who's promoting that can benefit from it. I'm not entirely sure what the process is, but I saw a comment about it. Someone had written saying that basically that if they get enough likes and comments, they can effectively sell on the site. And I mean, if that's the case, think about before you click on these things, because it's emotionally manipulative, not only to you, but to whoever you share that with. Because in some ways, when it says something like click if you like puppies, okay, which is as innocuous as a lot of this stuff seems, click if you like puppies, it's almost like saying to that person, if you don't like puppies, don't click, and then we'll know you're a puppy hater. It's kind of like, of course I care whether a young girl is dying of cancer. Of course I think puppies are cute. Of course, what kind of morally corrupt person wouldn't actually think that? The kind of morally corrupt person who right now is trying to exploit that emotion in you for money, for monetary gain. And that's the only reason I could think they would be doing it, unless they are just pure evil. Because really, that is despicable. And times when I've tried to point this out, you get backlash, you get all of this kind of stuff. And I actually copy and pasted a pretty scathing review of what this person was doing to a lot of their posts, just in the hope that other people who are instantly clicking like or instantly typing amen before thinking about it might actually just read that and go, oh yeah, hang on, this guy's exploiting me, and that's pretty horrible, because hey, if I'm saying amen because I'm a Christian, that's pretty unchristian, at least. Really, at least that's pretty bad. So you need to, like, anyway, self-promotion, I suppose, what they're doing is kind of manipulating that in a terrible way. But if you're just putting yourself out there, unashamedly and maybe even professionally, getting that photo done, getting other peers to respect you or at least notice you, to check out your LinkedIn profile and you're not just think, amateur. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you know what you're doing and you're just doing it so that you can get employment or you can get your ideas out there, that's totally cool. Like, let's stop sort of fearing, let's stop judging, fearing, and all of those things. That self-promotion is actually just a tool for the maniacal amongst us, because it really isn't. And I know this is effectively as some form of self-promotional tool that I'm doing, and I've written a couple of notes because otherwise my memory, but one of the notes hilariously is, don't be too tangential. I know I am. I'm sorry. I'm just hoping the tangents are kind of like all of those tangents joined together equal my brain. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the synapses can only fire to one distant point. One point. I maybe my thoughts are like, oh, you thought this before. It's so boring. And then you just try to say it to other people. Why? Let's go somewhere else for a bit. Maybe, but really, don't fear the self-promotion. Don't hate on people just because they're getting themselves out there. You may not like it. I mean, I'm the worst offender. I have been the worst offender. I'm trying to stop it now. There was a video for like this Uber, like just oh my god, Uber, like super gay video and like gay porn star video film clip, which is, I personally just think, wow, like, how does this exist? It's amazing and whatever. But I just read the comments and people were just being like really disparaging, like, oh, I wouldn't fuck him because he's got weird lips or something. Literally, what they were saying, and I kind of like stopped myself from. I was about to say, wow, this is really bad. What are you thinking? Kind of thing. Really. Come on, do something original. But I did say that. I said, despite this not me thinking it's not original and not really finding anything in it to keep my attention, how about we don't attack this guy who's actually doing something? He's the one making the music. He's the one making the video. He's the one getting it out there and promoting it. And he's the one who's doing what he believes is right and what he wants to do. And at least he's doing that. Like, it's so easy just to sit back, like a little cynic, a bit of cynic, and look at the world and be bitter about it and go, God, look what they're doing. And it's like, yeah, but at least they're fucking doing it. Like, they're doing stuff. You've got brains, you've got talent, you obviously can see the world for what it is. So do something about it. Have something to say. If you don't think you can, that's fine. If it's too much effort to get to the point where you are capable of doing it, I mean, look at what I'm doing right now. The effort involved is buying a webcam and sticking it on top of a monitor and talking to it. I mean, if you can't at least even just do that, then shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Like, if you're not willing to voice your opinions and maybe just try and come from a slightly better place, at least, why the fuck does anyone want to listen to you? Why would they? Why would they pay any attention to you? You can go cry in a corner, but everyone just be like, look at that dick crying in the corner. Pathetic. Someone might come over and say, are you okay? But unless you say, yeah, not really, because I found out I'm dying from cancer, unless you say something that's genuinely a good reason to cry, they're just going to think, what a self-indulgent twat. And I have been a self-indulgent twat for so long. Like, self-awareness and all this kind of stuff about it to a degree, but I have been. Like, there's no point denying it. It's embarrassing, yes, to think how many times I've been a self-indulgent twat, but I have, but unless you're willing to actually say something, unless you're willing, it doesn't have to be positive, it can be negative, all those things, but unless you're actually willing to say something in a way that other people will want to listen to it, well, then you really should just stop your whinging, shut the fuck up, and go and listen to whatever band makes you feel better about yourself. I guess that's it. Okay, bye.